When James Craig became the Cincinnati Police Department's 13th chief last August, his very appointment signaled change. He is the first chief from outside the department in its 154-year history, also the first African American to hold that job. But for the 55-year-old Craig, the change didn't stop there. Last month, he announced the department would undergo a major reorganization after an outside audit found the department had weak record keeping, was too top-heavy, and that managers ran the department by, quote, fear and intimidation. Craig's role is critical for local business. Without a safe, vibrant city, it's hard to attract and keep companies and investment. Business Courier reporter Lucy May has an in-depth interview with Chief Craig in this week's edition of the Business Courier. We're happy to have both Lucy and Chief Craig with us this morning. Lucy?
Thanks, Brian. Chief Craig, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. I was hoping you could talk to us a little bit about the organizational change in the department. I know you're studying organizational change as part of your graduate work at the University of Phoenix. Could you tell us a little bit about how those studies and your knowledge are influencing what you're doing in the department?
Very key. I have the good fortune, ironically, selected as a police chief while completing a doctorate studies. Mm-hmm. And it's just ironic that my focus is on organizational leadership with the emphasis on change. Mm-hmm. And change is very intriguing, especially when you talk about the police culture. Police culture is really no different than any other culture when you look at private sector, public sector entities. But I am just so excited about embarking in this area, an area that's not really been explored. So it's a journey for me. Mm-hmm. I started that journey in Portland, Maine, a place that had a culture that had been in place for many years. And we started doing a lot of different things, but the real key is the support, internal and external support. And in the short time I was in Portland, Maine, we did some wonderful things. And so here in Cincinnati, as it was pointed out, we did a top-to-bottom audit, looked at every aspect of the operation. There were things that I saw when I got here. And clearly, someone from the outside with an outside lens looking in and saying, there's something not bad, but something we can do very differently. Mm-hmm. And so it's been an exciting journey so far, now 6 months into it. Right.
So how do you think, how will that change be? Will it be harder to implement, easier to implement than it would, say, in a typical private business, a private corporation?
Just looking at policing, I've seen change enacted in my former life in the LAPD, and certainly that was a time where an outside police chief was hired, the first one. But what was unique about him coming into the organization, he didn't have support of rank and file. The organization really wasn't ready for change. Externally, the external stakeholders, the community, the elected official, businesses were all ripe and ready for change. Here in Cincinnati, the good news was that the rank and file was ready for change. The union was highly supportive of change. The community was embracing change. And so it was a recipe for success. And so that's the real difference. But when you look at change, when you look at private sector companies, it's not unusual to hire someone from outside the organization. When you look at what's going on at UC, when you look at what's going on at UC Hospital, an outsider, someone who didn't come up through the ranks of the hospital, who is now leading that hospital and taking a good organization and moving it to greatness. I absolutely see the same thing happening here in the Cincinnati Police Department.
Well, Chief, thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck. We'll look forward to following you on your journey.
Thank you.